We expect the internet to work instantly. You click a button, you get a movie. You tap a screen, you buy a pair of shoes. But consider what happens when 1,000,000 people click that exact same buy button all at once. A single server hosting a website works perfectly when it's handling just a few visitors. But the moment that site goes viral, that lone server is crushed under the weight of all those incoming requests. It simply stops responding. You've probably seen this in the physical world during a massive Black Friday sale. If there's only one cashier working when 1,000 shoppers rush through the doors, the lines halt, tempers flare, and the entire store grinds to a chaotic stop. In the digital world, popularity can be a trap. To survive, a website needs an invisible coordinator standing between the roaring crowd and the destination to keep everything moving. That coordinator is a piece of technology called a load balancer. You can think of it as a highly efficient manager standing at the front door of a busy restaurant. Instead of letting the entire crowd rush the kitchen, the manager greets everyone as they walk in, looks at the staff, and evenly distributes the diners across all the open tables. By stepping in front of the traffic, the load balancer turns a stampeding mob into a smooth, manageable line. This ensures no single server gets overwhelmed, keeping the experience fast for every single user. But handing out tasks is only half the battle. A good manager also needs to know if a server is actually capable of doing the work before sending a customer their way. The load balancer performs a health check, a constant digital tap asking every server if it's healthy enough to work. If hardware breaks and a server stops answering, it instantly crosses it off the list, safely routing new visitors to the healthy machines. This creates a resilient setup known as high availability. It's the digital equivalent of a safety net, ensuring you never see an error page because the system hides the hardware failure before you even notice it. So how exactly does this digital manager decide which specific server gets the very next person in line? They follow specific logic formulas. The round robin deals connections one by one in a strict loop. If a server gets stuck on heavy listing, it bogs down while others sit idle. To solve this, least connections scans for the least busy server, routing users to the most free capacity. By adapting to the real-time workload of the hardware, these rules prevent invisible bottlenecks from slowing you down. Load balancers also work at different depths of understanding, depending on how much detail they need to see. Layer 4 is a connection-level sorter. Like a mailroom worker reading the outside of an envelope, it flickers traffic to the right bin without looking inside. Layer 7 is a content-aware specialist that opens the envelope, routing video requests and payments to dedicated servers. While the simple sorter is great for raw speed, the specialist is what allows modern apps to intelligently sort hundreds of different user actions at once. Historically, load balancers were expensive, heavy metal boxes. Companies bought them years in advance and bolted them into the racks of their physical data centers. But today, that physical box has mostly dissolved. Most modern load balancers exist purely as flexible code operating in the cloud. Because they are software, they have the power of elasticity. If a website gets featured on the news and traffic spikes 10,000% in a minute, the code can instantly clone itself to handle the rush, then disappear when the crowd leaves. This shift from hardware to software made the internet incredibly adaptable, allowing websites to scale up instantly without anyone having to plug in a single new wire. When you look at the big picture, the impact of all this hidden sorting is massive. Load balancing effectively eliminates the single point of failure. A lone server is fragile, but a network that can reroute traffic around damage and summon new power on the fly is resilient. Ultimately, it turns these isolated websites into global platforms that can easily handle billions of users without breaking a sweat. Every time you enjoy a seamless digital experience, from streaming a show to checking your bank balance, you are relying on this hidden architecture. Load balancing is the invisible foundation of our digital lives, ensuring that as our world grows more connected, it doesn't collapse under its own weight.